Hey folks, I'm Gene Della Sala, president of Audioholics. Welcome back to our YouTube channel.
And I'm Hugo Rivera, vice president of marketing. Gene, how are you doing today, man?
Hugo, I'm doing great. We got some awesome products here we're about to cover, and I'm just excited about it.
I'm super excited, man, because the surprise of the day, as you know, is this little Ruark speakers over here.
Yes, Ruark Audio has proven that good things can come in little packages.
Yes, sir. That's absolutely true. You know, it's kind of like my good friend and bodybuilding legend Lila Brada says, it's about having mass with class.
That's right. We don't want any bulky junk, right?
No, we don't want that. These things, incredible, man. I mean, honestly, talk about a system that, number one, the Bluetooth is right on the money.
Yeah.
There's no issues whatsoever. Number two, you start to crank that up, and not only are you getting the power, but you're getting the fidelity again to go with it.
Right.
Because we don't want power without fidelity. I mean, what you want to go ahead and hear then?
Yeah, it's like that. It's that typical ignorant guy at the gym. How much you bench, dude?
Who cares?
Who gives a crap what you bench as long as you look good and you're doing a good form?
You know.
But let's not get into that because that could be. We could do stuff on your channel about that.
Yeah, we'll talk on my channel about that one.
Guys, these are the MR1s. They're the portable Bluetooth speaker system from Ruark Audio, and you probably haven't heard from them because they're a European company.
Mm-hmm.
But when they contacted us to do this review, and I looked at the pictures on their website, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm into reviewing these. These look like cool products, right? I get them in my house,
mm-hmm.
and they're like these little bitty things. I thought they were like
like the Minions.
The Minions, yeah. And I'm laughing. I'm like, this is not gonna sound good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. You called me up and you told me, and we're like, oh no way. It has to sound good. I hope it sounds good.
I was like, whoa.
Oh.
So the classic, guys, is I had Hugo come over
mm-hmm.
before I even plugged them in, so we got to listen to them together.
Mm-hmm.
We plugged them in, we set up my phone, we put it on radio using the Samsung S5. Right. I put on, I think it was like Steely Dan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Pretzel Logic, guys. Holy crap, we were blown away.
We're like, what the heck?
We did not expect this kind of sound stage. They actually imaged. Okay, I didn't expect that. That's number two from a Bluetooth speaker. But the freaking bass, dude.
The bass was out of control.
For a 3-inch little driver like that, I was like, in order to get that much bass out of a driver like this, you have to have a substantial motor structure inside of it, an efficient cone, tight. I mean, it's a very stiff, rigid cone. It didn't sound floppy or anything. But the cool thing and the trick behind why this happens, and I'm going to show you, is they were smart, Ruark Audio. They put a port at the bottom of the cabinet, as you can see here. And there's a lot of advantages to doing that in this type of situation. Number one, putting the port at the bottom allows you to put a longer port into the cabinet because the cabinet's longer than it is depth, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Number two, putting the port at the bottom allows it to couple to the surface more, so you get a little bass bump. That's probably what we were hearing, probably in the 60 to 70 hertz range, which is pleasing to our ears.
Absolutely.
Number three, putting the port on the bottom like that actually cuts down on port chuffing. It acts as a filter. Mm-hmm. So they did three things as an advantage by putting the port down there, and it paid in dividends.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, that shows smart design, attention to detail, which is the kind of stuff that we like to see in the products that we review,
Absolutely. And then, the reason why it sounded good, and you said before it didn't get compressed as you turned it louder.
Correct.
They put a linear Class AB amp in this thing. They didn't just put a cheap chip amp in it. It's rated at 20 watts. I don't know if that's 20 per channel or if it's 20 total. I'm kind of erring on the side of that it's probably 20 per speaker because these things were super loud, man.
Yes.
They really they sounded bigger than they are.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if we would have done a blind test,
Yeah.
let's not go there. We would have thought that it was a bigger speaker.
Absolutely,
sure.
Absolutely. And we put in some high-res audio too. I had some FLAC files on my phone, and part of the reason why the fidelity is so good is they're using the latest protocol 2.1 for Bluetooth. They have the aptX compression algorithm, so if your phone supports that, it extends the bandwidth to 20 kilohertz. It gives you that kind of CD-like quality.
Right.
And you saw it. I mean, it was a solid connection. We walked around the room 20, 30 feet away with our phone, and things still worked.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem whatsoever. I mean, you didn't even have one glitch. It's
no, and what I like is the fact that since they're separate units, you can actually space them apart further, get better channel separation. depending on your needs.
Mhm.
They're so compact, you can pretty much bring them with you wherever you go. You can set them up on your desktop. You can put them wherever, in a kid's room, a playroom. Man, any kid would have something like this, Dave.
Oh my God. Really? It's like, shoot, as a teenager, I would have gone nuts with those. I kid you
Seriously,
not.
yeah, it's almost too good. Don't give this to your children. I mean, seriously, it's that good.
Keep away from
And-
children.
Yeah, and I like the driver technology. It has that little quasi-phase plug in the middle. They put a lot of effort into it. They even have a subwoofer output, so if you do need more bass, there's a little 3.5 millimeter on the back. You can plug a subwoofer into it, and you have to plug it into the wall to get power. They have a separate battery pack that you can add if you want to take this on the go.
That is really cool. That is really, really cool. So if you go on vacation, you can actually have some really nice high fidelity audio. In fact, you can go to the pool and you can go ahead and set up shop over there,
Just keep it away from the beach, though. You don't want to get sand in this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, this is the walnut finish. There's two other finishes, black or white.
Mhm.
I kind of like the walnut finish. It looks elegant. The radiused edges.
That's what I was gonna say. Mm-hmm. How about the pricing? Because I mean, honest to God, it's like me. I'm listening to this and I'm
Yeah.
like, how much am I gonna pay for these?
They're a little steep. I have to say, $500 a pair is a little steep, but you are getting good tech.
You know what, Gene? There's a couple of things. I think you're getting a wonderful product, number one. Number two, I think it needs to be understood that because it is a British company
Mhm.
and there's an exchange of the monies, I think they operate at a much higher sort of cost, okay,
Right.
than U.S. companies, for example. So as a result, I think that has to do a little bit with a higher price.
Yeah, until I heard them, at first I was like, these are not worth it. But then after I heard them, I'm like, these are worth it, guys. I mean, the price is really not an issue if you're really into Bluetooth audio and you really want some serious performance from a small package. They're hard to beat.
It's one of those, don't judge a book by its cover, my friend.
Correct.
We got, honest to God, I mean, we did a little bit of judgment when we saw them. We're like, okay, what are we gonna get from these for $500? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you listen, the proof is in the pudding, man.
It was the biggest surprise in a while to me in terms of getting in gear and doing reviews.
Yeah, I mean, really good work to the guys at Ruark. This is solid.
Yep.
This is real good. So if you guys are looking for some nice set of speakers that are easy to go ahead and place anywhere, you may want to give these a try, for sure. So, anything else to add, Gene?
That's it. The only question I have for you guys is, where would you use these speakers? Let us comment down below and tell us what kind of situation you would be in where you need a small compact system like this that streams wirelessly at good fidelity.
Absolutely. I can go ahead and share a place with them. You remember back in the day when we were at the Excellence at the apartment complex by the university?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's true.
we could set up shop over there, just go ahead and share the music with everybody.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have the technology to do that.
That's right.
So
This is the future, guys.
This is the future right here. Awesome. So with that said, guys, let us know what you think on the comments below. Click like if you like the video and also share it with your friends. And until next time, keep listening.
And do it wirelessly with ease.